Hi, this is Mrs. Hasner, and today's lesson is on Eureka Math, Grade 6, Module 1, Lesson 9 on Equivalent Ratios. Okay, it has classwork. Example 1, this is on your workbook page S37. To make paper mache, the art teacher mixes water and flour. For every 2 cups of water, she mixes 3 cups of flour to make the paste. Find the equivalent ratios for the ratio relationship 2 cups of water to 3 cups of flour. Represent the equivalent ratios in the table below. Okay, so it was 2 cups of water to 3 cups of flour, and I always told you to take the smallest numbers to multiply by. So the second one we multiplied by 2, so 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6. And then the next one we multiply by 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. The next one we multiply by 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. And the next one we multiply by 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. Now, you can also use bigger numbers, but that's up to you. But you make sure you multiply each number by the same number so that it'll be equivalent. So in other words, if I make these into a fraction, the value of the ratio would be 2 over 3, and this would be 4 over 6, but if I reduce it, 2 goes into 4 2 times, and 2 goes into 6 3 times, they will always reduce back to 2 over 3. The same for 6 over 9, 3 goes into 6 2 times, and 3 goes into 9 3 times. In 8 and 12, 4 goes into 8 2 times, and 4 goes into 12 3 times. In 10 to 15, if you made it a fraction, it'd be 10 over 15, and 10 divided by 5 will give you 2, and 15 divided by 5 will give you 3. So you still have the 2 to 3 ratio. Those same values, equivalent. So on this one, it says Javier has a new job designing websites. He's paid it at a rate of $700 for every 3 pages of web content that he builds. And it says create a ratio table to show the total amount of money Javier has earned in ratio to the number of pages he has built. So I left this blank so you can fill it out if you're working at home, but make sure to fill out your workbook. Okay, so again, we're doing the same thing. So they told us 3 pages for $700. So now I started off by multiplying this by 2. So 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 700 is $1,400 or $1,400. Okay, and then the next one I multiplied by 3. So this was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I multiply 3 by 3, it equals 9. If I multiply 700 by 3, it equals 2,100. And then you can keep going down, okay? So 4 times 3, okay? Then 3 times 5, 3 times 6, 3 times 7, 3 times 8. And then 700 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6 times 7 times 8. Now again, if you turn these into fractions and you reduce them, then you would always come back to the same number, 3 to 700, or 3 over 700. Because if I reduce 6 over 1,400, if I divide it by 2, I'm going to get 3 over 700. Okay, if I divide both of these by 3, I'm going to get 3 over 700. Okay, you get the idea. So Javier is saving up to purchase a used car that costs $4,200. I'm thinking he makes enough to get a new car. How many web pages will Javier need to build before he can pay for the car? So we already did it. He would need to do 18 pages to make $4,200. Okay, this one makes me laugh. Spraying plants with cornmeal juice is a natural way to prevent fungal growth on the plants. It is made by soaking cornmeal in water using 2 cups of cornmeal. So 2 cups of cornmeal for 9 gallons of water. Complete the ratio table to answer the questions that follow. So again, you're going to multiply these numbers. I would start with 2, then times 3, 4, 5, and I did that. So 2 to 9, and if you make it a fraction, it's 2 over 9, and the value of the ratio is 2 over 9. And if I make this into a fraction, 4 over 18, and then I reduce it by 2 for each of them. 2 goes into 4 2 times, 2 goes into 18 9 times, so it always reduces back to 2 to 9. The same values all the way down, they're equivalent. We know that because we multiplied the same number for each one. Okay, so A says, how many cups of cornmeal should be added to 45 gallons of water? So let's go back. 45 gallons of water, we already did it. You would need how many cups of cornmeal? Okay, so put that in for A, 10. And then B, Paul has only 8 cups of cornmeal. How many gallons of water should he add if he wants to make as much cornmeal juice as he can? So he only has 8 cornmeal. So here's 8. He would have to add how many gallons of water? 36. All right, let's see what C says. What can you say about the values of the ratios in the table? Well, like I said, if you reduced all the numbers, then all of the values, the value of the ratios were the same. They were equivalent. Okay, James is setting up a fish tank. This is exercise 2, page S40. He's buying a breed of goldfish that typically grows to be 12 inches long. Okay, it is recommended that there be 1 gallon of water for every inch of fish length in the tank. What is the recommended ratio of gallons of water per fully grown goldfish in the tank? So if you had 1 fish, it's 1 to 12 gallons, because it's going to be 12 inches when it's grown, okay? So they kind of worded this, I think, a little differently. So anyways, don't get confused. It's 1 to 12. So they want not 1 fish. When it's fully grown, it's going to need 12 gallons of water, because for every inch of the fish, it's 1 gallon, and it's 12 inches long when they're full grown. So then again, we can multiply both the numbers by 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. I already did that, okay? And again, you can make them into fractions. 1 to 12 would be 1 over 12. 2 to 24 would be 2 over 24, all the way down, etc. Now, you can reduce, except the first one, because there's no number that goes into the numerator and the denominator evenly without going over. So 1 over 12 is reduced. I mean, that's the number, okay? So if we try to reduce 2 over 24, I know they're both even numbers, so 2 goes into 2 1 time and 2 goes into 24 12 times. So we're always, for these 5 or 4 numbers, we're going to reduce each time, and it'll go back 1 over 12, okay? Because they're equivalent ratios. We know that because we put the same number on each time, or multiplied both numbers by the same number. Okay, so A, what size tank in gallons is needed for James to have 5 full-grown fish? Let's look. So 5 fish, he would need how many gallons of water? Look, we already did it. Okay, B, how many full-grown goldfish can go in a 40-gallon tank? Let's see what we have here. So 40 is in between 36 and 48, okay? So I would need 4 fish, or 40 gallon. I would need the 48, because the 36 gallons of water is not enough, okay? Because we need at least 40. I know 48's above 40, but we would need at least 4 fish for 40 gallons of water. Okay? Now let's go back. C, what can you say about the values of the ratios in the table? Again, we went over that. If I take each one of these and make them into a fraction and I divide them or reduce them, they're all going to reduce back to 1 to 12 or 1 over 12. Let's just take 5 as an example, number 5. 5 fish. So 5 over 60, you make it a fraction. 5 goes into 5 one time, 5 goes into 60 12 times. So there it is. They're all equivalent ratios. They have the same value. Okay, and I think that's it. All right, thank you.